Welcome back. All right, I thought for sure it was going to be a while before I could get into the second review because it looked like we might have a lot of overtime. Nope. So I'd like to thank the hockey players for getting it done quickly because probably like, hey, THG's got to do his reviews. Let's get this done fast. Thank you very much. So Tampa Bay and Toronto. So it, again, this feels different. Now I'm going to go back to 2018. Back in 2018, before the Washington Capitals knocked out the Pittsburgh Penguins, I said this year feels different. And there were people who kind of mocked me for it and said, well, whatever, it's still the Capitals. They're not allowed to win anything. The Blues are, or the Blues, the Penguins are totally going to come back and beat them. And then they didn't. This Toronto team, it feels different. Now, I will say this, there's been way too much criticism about Toronto in Game 4 and not enough credit for the fact that the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions had a fantastic Game 4. Tonight, we just had a really good game. So it was Vasilevsky versus Campbell, and I mentioned after the last review, I'm waiting for a big game from Vasilevsky. A great game from Vasilevsky. We didn't get that tonight either. So Mikheyev has a rush that's defended. Killorn has a chance that's saved. That's cleared out. Marner fires wide on a rush. There are too many bolts on the ice, so the Leafs get a power play. There was a shorthanded 2-on-1. Paul misses. Paul passes rather than shoot. That's killed off. Solid kill. And then Stamkos on the second shot of the game for Tampa Bay opens up the scoring from Kucherov and Palat at 5:19. He one-timed it past Campbell. No chance for Jack on that one. Bolts then get a power play, and they score almost immediately off the face-off in that one. Hedman from Kucherov and Killorn at 6:11. I think it took like 21 seconds or something. It was ridiculous. It was very fast. So that's the fourth shot. So at 2-0 Tampa, I thought, wow, so Toronto's not come out well tonight. This is going to get really ugly. And I really thought we were going to see a blowout loss for Toronto. Does not happen. The Leafs only had one shot to that point as well, so they were being outshot. Kerfoot then has a rush chance to deflect high. Keefe tells them off during the commercial, so he doesn't call a timeout. He uses the commercial break to tell them off, tell them what they're doing wrong. Shots are 8-1 at 8.5 minutes. Notice I don't have to say for who because there's 2 goals on the board for Tampa. And I thought the Leafs were kind of out of sorts. They weren't playing very well. The Leafs, though, they do press at 9 minutes. Blackwell gets hit by a puck in the face. That has to suck. I'm not even kidding. I'm not being sarcastic. Honestly, guy gets hit in the face with a puck. I'm thinking, maybe we should just all take a minute and just let him, relax a little bit. Anyways, Bolts, though, they go back to the power play, which at this stage, with that power play goal, was now 6 for 19 in the series. So that's a problem if you're Toronto, right? You don't want to keep giving them power play opportunities. Killorn couldn't bury a rebound. And then we had a 5-on-3 for 30 seconds. And I thought, again, this game was going to turn into a slaughter in favor of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Perry's denied and close. The Leafs cleared out. There was a shorthanded break for Nylander. That's denied. The Leafs do kill that off. The shots are 14-3 with 6 minutes left. So again, it's all Tampa Bay in this period. It is just ridiculous. The Leafs get a power play. Marner has a point chance that's blocked. The Bolts cleared out. Marner then has a chance that goes wide. It's killed off. One shot. That was the final shot of the period, too. With 1:24 left, a Leafs rush draws a power play. They only had the one shot on the first 2. And then 6 seconds in, it becomes a 4-on-4. So I just wrote, never mind. Vasilevsky holds on with Nylander on the doorstep. It wasn't a shot on net, but he made sure it didn't become a shot on net. So we go to the second period. It's 2-0 Tampa. And I'm looking at this and saying, so this game's done. And not to be mean to Toronto, and not because I don't believe in Toronto, but because Tampa Bay's usually pretty lights out with a 2-goal lead after one. Second period, Campbell's tested early. Kucherov has a rush chance that's saved. And there's a too many men on the ice call again against Tampa Bay. So not great line changes by Tampa. The Leafs get a power play. Nylander with a misplay leads to a rush for the Bolts. There's a shorthanded Killorn rush as well that kills more time. However, Toronto scores on that power play. It's Tavares from Nylander and Giordano at 3:35. And the crowd just explodes, both inside the building and outside the building. Everybody's going crazy. The Bolts would try to answer. Marner has a rush chance that's saved. Bogosian has a blast that's saved as the Bolts press. The shots are 4-2 for Tampa Bay at 8 minutes, but one of those 2 shots has gone in their net. Then there's a near miss for Matthews. That press by the Leafs, that draws them a power play. So now they're going to the power play. Kosh has a chance that's saved. There's a shorthanded rush for Paul. That was saved as well. I think Nick Paul has shown the Tampa Bay Lightning fans that he's very good shorthanded, which is something that any Ottawa fan could tell you as well. McDonough then blocks a Matthews shot. Muzzin has a blast that's saved after the power play ends. Spets is denied, Marner's denied, and a very good period for the Leafs is starting to shape up here. Lyubushkin to Bunting, can't bury as the Leafs press. Lyubushkin was all over the ice on that shift. Paul then had a rush chance that was saved and held. Now this is the thing too, if Tampa Bay, if Nick Paul's name's showing up a lot as the rush chances and all these opportunities, that's a good thing if you're Toronto, because it's not Stamkos, it's not Kucherov, it's not Point, it's not Killorn. That's a good thing. The Leafs pressed more with 3 minutes left. Nylander with a near miss. Sergachev was down. Hard hit from Matthews. Nylander then has a chance that's blocked. Paul's chance was kicked aside. So we're going to the third period. It's 2-1 for Tampa, but Toronto had some momentum from that period. Third period, early jump for the Leafs. At 2:15, though, the Bolts get a power play, and then 10 seconds later it becomes 4-on-4. So again, power play doesn't last. Nylander with a net drive wide, and then Riley scores. This is during the 4-on-4. At 3:01, it's Riley from Tavares and Nylander. And then a minute and 13 seconds later, it's Nylander from Mikheyev and Hall. So that's 2 4-on-4 goals. Huge momentum shift. Now, here's the thing. The shots in this period are 2-2 at 7 minutes. So that means the math tells you Toronto 100% shooting percentage in the third period at that point. That's impressive. However, Tampa Bay gets back into a tie game. It's McDonough from Colton at 8:17, and it was a good press by Tampa Bay, a good answer by them. The Leafs do try to answer. The Bolts then press with 9 minutes left. Tavares has a rush opportunity that's defended, and then the Leafs get the lead again. It's Matthews from Marner and Bunting at 13:54. Now, it's a 2-on-1. It's a really good rush. It's a rebound, and the Bolts were guilty of a turnover on this play. Like, everything all adds up to this big goal for Toronto, and fans are going crazy, and all I can think is, can they hold it? And this is the thing, right? You're against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are used to dealing with some adversity. They've dealt with plenty of adversity before their 2 Stanley Cups, and even during their 2 Stanley Cup runs, there's been adversity along the way. So Stamkos is denied in close as they try to answer. Matthews then had a rush right after that deflected out. There's 2:15 left at this point in the game. So Tampa Bay knows what they need to do. They don't have a lot of time to do it. The Leafs control. So with the Leafs being in control, this delays the goalie pull for Tampa. I think they would have had Vasilevsky out with more than 2 minutes left if they'd had the opportunity. Toronto's controlling it in their end. Well played. They don't get the goalie pulled until 1:35 left. But with 10 seconds later, the Leafs ice the puck. So a little bit of a nerve-wracking moment there if you're a Leafs fan, I guess. And then with 21.9 seconds left, a less nerve-wracking event if you're a Leafs fan takes place as the Bolts ice the puck. So with that icing, it means you have to put Vasilevsky back in. And if Toronto ties things up on the face-off, they can kill off the rest of the game, which is basically what happens here. Toronto, huge comeback victory. 3 goals in the third period. They win 4-3. They're up 3-2 on Tampa. Tampa's now going home with the pressure of having to win there and then having to come back and win in Toronto in Game 7 if that's needed. But I really think Toronto's going to do their best not to need a Game 7. Now, Vasilevsky doesn't lose back-to-back games. We know this. We know his record since 2020. But again, Vasilevsky hasn't looked like Vasilevsky in this series. So the shots in this really kind of show that. Tampa Bay outshoots Toronto 14-4 in the first. Toronto outshoots them 14-9 in the second. And then in the third, Tampa Bay outshoots them 12-7. Final shots are 35-25 for Tampa. Power plays, the Bolts go 1 for 5. Toronto goes 2 for 6. On the hits side of things, 41-31 in favor of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Vasilevsky saves 21 out of 25. Campbell bounces back from allowing 2 goals on the first 4 shots. Saves 33 out of 36. So you want to play You Make My Dreams by Hall & Oates. Tonight's a good night to do it, I guess. The Toronto Maple Leafs are 1 game away from eliminating the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions, and then the excuses will come out. Then it'll be, well, yeah, they beat Tampa, but Tampa, they played so much hockey, so that doesn't really count. That's my expectation, but we'll see. Can they win that 4th game? We may find out in a couple of days. So let me know your thoughts about this game in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.